And many times, folks, it's what we do that defines us. And that statement is especially true for my guest today. Hey, I'm Chris DT Gordon. Welcome to Scar Bearers, episode 122. And I am so excited to be with you today. And with me especially are my partners, Nate and Britton Barron. If you want them to help you with your projects, you can reach out to them at Nate Barron. Well, folks, usually I talk about how my speaking can help your students or organizations, but I'm just so excited to talk with my guest today. He is, and maybe not his words, but in many people's words, a legend in the running community. And I'm so honored to talk with him. His name is Robert Raven Kraft. Raven, how are you today?
I'm doing all right today.
And I'm glad to hear that. I know that
a lot of pain, but that's normal.
What's that?
A lot of pain, but that's normal every day. But I deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that. That's one thing that you and I have in common. We are both runners, yep. And with running comes pain now and again.
Yes,
However, the comparison between you and me kind of ends there. But while I'm a runner, I consider myself a pretty consistent runner. You take that to a couple levels beyond. And I would love for you to share your story about why you are such a revered runner.
Well, I have been running 8 miles a day every day since January 1st, 1975. So,
okay.
47 years and 8 months. And
that is 6 months younger than me.
Yep.
And many people listening to this podcast are younger than your streak. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Now, have you run that all on Miami Beach where you live?
That's all I run. It's the only place I run in. It's the longest streak in the world in the same place.
That's fantastic. So, as many people have probably asked you, why did you start running this?
Well, the story was I was a songwriter. I still am a songwriter. And I went to Nashville in 1970. I was 19 years old. Somebody got a hold of a song I wrote, became a hit, and I didn't get credit for it because I never copyrighted it. I didn't know. I was 19. So I came back here. I heard the song on the radio, and I was disappointed, Anyway, for 2 years, very angry, wanting to fight people, bad jobs, bad bosses. And then I ran into some boxers from the Fifth Street Gym where Muhammad Ali used to train. They were out there doing their road work. We became friends. They invited me to join them on the road work. And I felt so much better mentally at first. Then it became a physical thing, and now it's a spiritual thing too. So that's how it all got started. And I didn't want to take a day off. I made a vow for 1 year in 75. Here I'm still going.
Wow. So January 1st, 1976, did you decide, well, this is my life now? Or did you decide and, hey, I'm going to do this for another year or so?
I just kept going. I didn't think about it until about November. We had an exhibition at the train station for the bicentennial. And my girlfriend says, let's go to this thing. You don't need to run. And I thought, yeah, okay, but I snuck in my run. Then I knew I was hooked. It was like I had my cowboy boots on. I put him in the bushes, hit him, and I did the run. I said, okay, now I'm hooked. And by 77, people kind of noticed. It's over 2 years, and they say, you're kind of a different person now. You're easy to get along with and mellow and not so angry. And I said, yeah, I could feel it, and I just kept going.
Wow. Me especially being a runner, I could definitely connect with the feeling of peace when you run and when you get that run in, because before you get that run in every day, it's like a weight on you.
Yeah.
It's like this thing holding you back. Like until I get my run, I'm not happy. There's something off. And when it's done, I feel a lot better. The day can move on.
Well, I run it at 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And
Mhm.
so I got to get it, there's not a whole lot of time left at the end of the day. So I can't be late or, I'd miss. So my whole day is kind of built around the run and working out. I work out at Muscle Beach. I see you kind of work out yourself, do some upper body work.
A
And
little bit, yeah.
yeah, I noticed.
Well, I
So
appreciate you noticing. With this shirt, in fact, I must mention, you designed the logo for this shirt, and
did.
I apologize for the podcast guests who can't see the shirt. It's a fantastic design. I came upon this shirt through another podcast led by a man named Darren Hardy,
Yes.
who has this Darren Daily podcast, and he I think in 2019
Yep, that was it.
proposed the Raven Run Challenge.
Hmm.
And he wanted people to run, I believe is for 90 days.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. And so how many people I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but
Okay.
it was so interested because this is how I got to know you. How many people have talked with you or connected with you because of that Raven Run Challenge?
I'd say a couple hundred, and quite a few have come down here to run with me from his challenge. I mean, from all over the world. And I think there's a Raven Run beyond for all the ones who started that 90 days that they're still going. Now it's going on 3 years.
Yeah,
So it
I
just
did.
keeps people
Yeah, you
going.
remind me of that. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's so how many people are in that Raven Run Beyond challenge?
I think I think about 80 or 90 are still doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's good.
impressive.
Change their lives because they're doing it every
Yeah.
day. They're not doing 8 miles, but
Mm,
it's really 1 mile or more. But still, if you commit to that, it'll change your life.
yes. And speaking of the 8 miles, why 8 miles? Was that what the boxers were running?
They were doing 3 or 4 back
Okay.
then. And 'cause they used to say if you do too much, you'll leave your fight on the sand. But since
Yep.
I wasn't fighting, I built up to doing a little bit more. And people always say to me, I got a standard answer when they say, "Why 8? It's not your favorite number." I said, "Well, 7 wasn't enough, and 9 was just too much." And 8 became the number.
That works. That
I
works
got
indeed.
I got 4 different 8 mile routes out. That I do. I alternate. It's always
Okay.
8, but it's a different, it's not exactly the same route every day.
Okay. That's interesting. I always envision you running the same route every day. No, but
No,
it's all on Miami Beach, right?
yeah, it's all on the sand, and I hit the pier. Pier is about 2/3 of a mile from where we start, so I always hit the pier at least one time, and it's kind of like in the same neighborhood, but twice a week I go north and a few miles north to break it up. It's a little
Mhm.
harder, a lot more soft sand up there.
Okay.
Running on the sand is tough.
Yeah, I have had a few experiences with it, and definitely is more. I mean, to me, it reminds me a lot of trail running, a lot
Yeah,
more of trail running than road running because you're using stabilizer muscles and you're waking up muscles that usually fall asleep when you're doing a road run.
that's right. It is, and it's easier on the body. I mean,
Mhm.
the 8 miles that I do is like 10 on the sand. And if I run on the soft sand, which I don't do too much anymore, it's like 12. It's just like sinking in.
Oh
And
wow.
the first 25 years, I only ran on the soft sand until it
Okay.
got a little bit much. So the hard pack sand they got is a little easier on me, but that's still like 10 miles equivalent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone needs to run on sand sometime
They do.
because I think, not only, as you said, it's easier on the body, but it's a great challenge
Mhm.
because the sand sometimes works against you. And I just feel like a kid when I run on sand.
Yeah, yeah, just like you do when we were kids. We go to the beach and we're just running up and down the sand. Uh, when they dredged here back in 1978 to 81, it was all soft. So I was trained for it. And
Okay.
the only injury, usually you don't get hurt, except I got a real bad back, which I would have had anyway, spinal
Okay.
stenosis, and it's real hard on the soft sand. But knees and joints and ankles, I'm pretty good. So I
Okay.
recommend sand.
Yeah, I did notice in some of your pictures you were a bit hunched over.
So
Is
I
that
am.
from that spinal stenosis? You said, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I have to
Is
take
that
pills every day.
hereditary or
You know, my mom had it. It
okay?
is. And I lifted heavy weights when I was younger.
Okay.
So that, oh, you know, that. And so now I do pull-ups, push-ups, isometric hang, and that keeps me going. It really helps the stenosis.
Yeah, I'm sure because you're stretching your body out. Is that correct?
Yeah. But then once I start running again, it comes back. The first
Mhm.
2.5, 3 miles, it really hurts. And then all of a sudden it clicks in and the pain starts easing up. And I can't say I pick up the pace fast, but I'm, you know, a little faster than when I started.
Yeah.
Plus,
You know,
I'm almost 72, so
wow.
yeah.
No, when you said you start, when you warm up your body and you run a little faster within those miles,
Mhm.
what kind of pace are you putting in this
Oh,
time?
it's real. It's like 19-minute miles
All
on
right.
the sand. On the sand, I used to
Yeah.
be 10. You know, on the sand that would be like 8 on the cement.
Mhm.
The 19
Yeah.
would be like 15, 17. I don't know. So it's real slow. People can walk faster, and I'm running, but going. I'm still going, and I'm running at the running pace. People come and run with me, and they're walking. I say, I can't count you unless you run, because
Yep.
for the running list,
Yeah.
3,562 runners. And when they're walking, I said, no, unless you're older than I am, I'll let it go.
There you
So
go.
make them run. You know, just the motion. Because I put a lot of effort into it.
Yo, yeah. Sand running is really tough. Now, you said that people visit you from all around the world.
Yes.
Like, can you give me a few countries that maybe I wouldn't guess? I
Somalia,
mean,
Vietnam, Russia. It's actually exactly 100 countries, different countries people have run
okay.
with me. Every
Wow.
every state, I think it's at least 2 from every state, and at least 2 birthdays from every day of the year. I
Oh,
keep
that's cool.
all the records. Yeah,
Wow.
so
Now, do you
it's
keep
pretty
track of
neat.
that information on a spreadsheet or?
It's ravenrun.net. I think the website's been down for a while, but he has all the stuffs every month. He gives me a printout, and then once a year we got the whole list. So we have it's a goal for people to move up the list, get in the top 200, 100, and certain amount of runs,
Yep.
and then you get a Raven bracelet here. If you do 100 miles, you get the bracelet.
Oh,
Used to
sweet.
be this one used to be 100 runs, but I ran out of those. A lot of people,
Ironically.
ironically, that's right.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned that um, you had spinal stenosis or you have spinal
Yes,
stenosis,
that's my
but in
word.
2014, you also came upon another health issue, didn't you?
Oh, with the heart thing, we
Well, I
thought.
was talking about your cancer, actually.
Oh, skin cancer, maybe.
What's that?
Skin cancer. That's all I've
Yeah,
had.
I read somewhere that you had cancer in 2014.
Only skin cancer.
Only skin cancer. Okay, but
Mm,
still, that's
Only skin cancer.
cancer. Is it
It's not,
just
life threatening,
yeah?
but I got one here and one back there. They cut off, but
Okay.
no real cancer that life threatening.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I
They
apologize.
go through they capped my heart. They thought I had a heart problem.
Okay.
2011. Um, I thought they were going to put a stent in. They found nothing. I had lung problem. All
Oh
the
wow.
years of running on the sand, it uh, caused scar tissue in my
Oh
lung.
man.
So if it's humid, I have trouble breathing, and it hurts, but the heart's fine. So
Okay. Good.
I got a dehumidifier in the house, and I'm doing pretty good. But I was in the hospital. They told me, and they just pulled the tubes out, and I started running in the hospital. They filmed me, and they used it on Real Sports. Used it for obsessive runners.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Dan
I think
Gumble.
you
You can look
qualify.
it up. Yeah, if you look it
We'll
up,
have
you'll
to do
find
that.
it.
Yeah. I'm at. I had a health issue in 2015. I spent
Mhm.
a couple months in the hospital, and
Mhm.
I remember doing my walking up and down the hallway to rebuild my strength. And I think I did run a little bit in the hallway, but no one caught me on film. So you just have to take my word for it. But
But
that is funny that they actually have that video
oh yeah,
of
the
you.
girl thought it would be my last run, and she was doing a documentary on me. She went to the hospital with me, and I was going. They thought I was nuts, I just running up and down. And they said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I got to run." And last year, I had cellulitis on my foot,
Okay.
swollen up. They threatened they were going to cut my foot off.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I did there was no one filming it, but I did the same thing. I ran around the bed in the room they had me, and until I guess 6 o'clock they let me out. I ran to the bus stop, ran home, changed my clothes, went to Muscle Beach and finished the run, and I got my 8 miles in.
Excellent. Now, I also read somewhere that you've actually done marathons and ultra marathons. Is that correct?
No,
Really?
no,
I wonder where I'm
no,
seeing
no.
this information. I read up on you a little bit, and
Yeah, I just do the 8 miles a day, every day.
okay.
Uh, never ran in one race. It was 8 miles. Never paid to run. I don't believe in paying to run. I'm old school. And
Okay.
no ultras. Just every day, every 3 days is a marathon
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
It's like 26 miles, every 3 days.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to look at that website again, because I was looking at, they talked about your documentary
Yep.
and your songwriting,
Yep.
and so it
Right
also
on.
said talked about you doing a marathon, and so I was like, oh, I'll ask him about that, because it doesn't jive with the 8 miles every day.
No. It's eight
Uh,
miles a day. Every 3 days is a marathon, but that's different.
yeah. So, folks, pay attention to what you check on the internet. Not
Yes.
everything is the truth.
No.
So
But running every day, that's the truth. Every
that
single
is the
day.
truth indeed. Yeah. So speaking about that documentary, how did you feel when someone came up to you and said, "Hey, we want to tell your story on film"?
Well, I felt good because you know you always want people to inspire people, and
Mhm.
this inspired and talks about not quitting. It was about, I guess, about 8 years ago now. So there's a lot more. My goal at that time was to do 100 push-ups in one shot, and
Okay.
uh, and I got to 98 on the film and kind of collapsed. But now, I'm doing like 120 to 150 every day push-ups in one shot. They're not
Wow.
pretty. I do them real fast. So that's like,
Okay.
now it's like tradition, and the isometric hangs and all the pull-ups I do sets of 20. So that was the goal. I thought the best ending would have been that I'm still running also, and
Mhm.
I'm much slower than I've been, but I'm
Yeah.
still breaking records in Muscle Beach. I thought that would have bbeen a better ending, but it did inspire a lot of people when they saw what I go through with the pain and everything.
Yeah.
So I felt I'm inspiring people.
You
That's a good
definitely
thing.
are. I mean, obviously, we talked about the
It's
Raven Run
become like a
Challenge.
mission. It's
What's
become like
that?
it's become like my mission to inspire people. People come from all over and they tell me, and I got to be a good example. No
Yep.
drinking, no cursing. And that's not
Well,
hard to do.
yeah. I really appreciate that, because you've inspired me, with the
Yeah.
Raven Run shirt, and to keep running through, my different issues. And it's funny when you mentioned the 100 push-ups. There's a character, a comic book and anime character named One Punch Man,
Oh, never
and
heard of it.
yeah, he's not very popular. It's not like Superman or Batman, but here he is right here. I have him on my phone.
I see. Yeah.
It's funny because he trained by doing 100 push-ups a day, running a 10K, and doing
Okay.
sit-ups and 100 sit-ups and 100 squats. And I'm thinking,
Got the
you are
Ravens
One
on the
Punch
screen.
Man. Yeah, but you have
Yeah.
better hair.
I thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but
Yeah, so sometimes you just have to you don't question it, you just go along with it.
yeah. But some guy at Muscle Beach said it was some guy named it was some kind of cartoon character. He says you remind me of some guy. I I really forgot the name, Steal something. And I looked it up and I saw, yeah, he did look like me. So like I'm like a cartoon character. And
I'm
some girl is writing a book and using me as the main character. It's a children's book with cartoons.
there
And
you
they're
go.
using old photos of me.
You should talk to her about some licensing and
Well, I told her whatever if it inspires kids, I said, I don't want no money. Just put it out there and give me a copy. I told her.
there you go. That's awesome. And again, you also said you're a songwriter. Are
I
you
am.
still writing songs to this
Yes,
day?
I am. Yes, I am. Just wrote one 4 days ago or 5 days ago. Yeah.
All right.
One step, 2 steps forward, one step back. A lot of inspirational songs about, working out, not quitting. There's an album out called The Road Is Long. Anybody knows The Road Is Long, I do. And there's a video. If you look under Raven, The Road Is Long, you'll see the video. And 12 songs on there that the first time I ever sang, a whole album. I did a few singles through the years. So there's one song called Never Give Up, and really inspiring. There's Dark Shadows, The Road Is Long. On the Other Side is very inspirational, and God Willing and the Ocean Don't Rise. Some of the titles. So I think everybody would like it.
I heard one of the songs, and you just have a beautiful voice, and it has a really
rough,
nice country sound to it.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but it is definitely country.
Yeah, but that's the thing about country is, you get what you get. The miles, you could maybe tell the miles are there, but there's a lot of heart in it.
Yeah, I do from my soul.
Yeah, and so no, I advise.
I love story songs, songs that tell something, that make you think, philosophies, slices of life. That's kind of like what I write. People can identify. Oh man, I've had that happen to me. I've had a girlfriend leave and cheat on me or something. So it's down on traditional country.
I think that's what people need. They need to know that they're not alone, and there's someone else who goes through this, and they just sing a lot better than I do. So
there you go.
So speaking of a girl, are you with someone right now?
Yeah. I've been with her almost 26 years. We can't live together. She's next door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can't live together, but we've been kind of together for 26 years.
It's good to know your boundaries.
Miracle's kind of evolved into Mama Bear now.
Okay. Does she run as well?
She used to, but she also broke her back at 16 years old, which was 2 days after I started my running streak. I didn't know her then. So she's been suffering for 47 years.
Wow.
And she got better for a while back in the 90s, and she ran a lot with me. And right now she's she's doing a lot of swimming, because we're across the street from the ocean, but can't really run anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure especially with the sand and the pounding, that wouldn't do well.
I try to get her to walk me to the run every day. I'm always trying to inspire her, and most of the time she just can't do it.
Gotcha.
But I'll get out there and swim, and she gets along, but we're both, like Misery Loves Company. We're both in pain.
Yeah, and
for the same, hers is longer, because my first 25 years I was pretty good, so I've only been suffering about 23 years, and she's been suffering for 47. So.
Wow. Well, like you said, Misery Loves Company. So you guys are together and helping each other out. And
we do.
That's wonderful.
I have trouble bending, and she don't. So I'll get that on the floor. She'll say, "I appreciate it."
Between the two of you, you're healthy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering how many years between us is, 72 and 64, it's 136 years between us. Yeah.
So do you have any, I know obviously, 8-mile run every day on Miami Beach. Actually, I have to mention this. Now I have to make sure this is true. Okay. Are you truly the only person allowed to run on Miami Beach during a hurricane?
I was the only person when they had the pandemic, the COVID.
Oh, COVID. Okay. Yeah.
COVID.
All right.
They closed the beaches. For 2 weeks, I had to run on the cement. It was killing me. And I didn't
Mhm.
want to bother anybody from the city, but people started writing letters, telling them, this Raven, is going to kill his back. He'll hardly go anyway. And one day I got a message from the lifeguard said it just came through. You're allowed to go on, run on the sand, but only you. No, alone. Can't have anybody. And I'm used to running with people, so
Mhm.
I said, I can handle this. 74 days, every day by myself. All I saw was the footprints of the seagulls and the pigeons, and nothing else except
Wow.
my own footprints. Really, really strange time.
Wow. I can yeah, I'm trying to picture that how, one day you're surrounded by people, all of a sudden, next day you're by yourself. And
Yeah,
and
but the
so
thing
how did
was,
that go ahead?
I when I started running, I originally started by myself. I
Mhm.
didn't get my first person to do 8 miles till the second year, and then the second person in the sixth year. So I was kind of running alone for the first 7 years.
Okay.
So I thought I just got in that like time mode that I'm just going back to 1975 again,
Okay.
and so I could handle it because I'm used to every day there's somebody out there. Sometimes there's people I don't want to be with, but I'm stuck with them. You know, which that's what happens when it's open to everybody.
Yeah.
But most of them are really nice.
Very cool.
They're now personal friends.
Yeah.
You know,
So who's the most, I guess, considered to you to be the most famous person that's run with you?
that's a good one. Well, I've run with James Carville from the Clinton
Oh,
administration.
really? All right.
Yeah. Uh, the- these people didn't do 8 miles, but Bob Kuchenberg from the almost a Hall of Famer from the Dolphins.
Yep.
Um, Lori Del Santo, she was the mother of the child Eric that fell out the window. Eric
Oh,
Clapton.
wow.
She did 8. She's got 19 runs with me.
Okay.
Uh, I ran with an Alex Zanavi, a pitcher for the Marlins. He did
Okay.
8 runs. Um, there's been some pretty some few famous boxers. Vinny Curto, my buddy Bulldog, who was a boxer. So I'm not too many done 8. Oh, Tim McKee, he's an Olympic
Okay.
swimmer.
Yeah.
Lifeguard. Yeah, he has 3 silver medals. He was our 100th runner to do 8 miles.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's kind of cool.
It is.
You should put that
So,
up next to the silver medals.
yeah, that's right. He says this is going back to '96, I think. So he just recently contacted me. He wants to come back and do it again because he went out so fast last time. He hurt himself, and now
Oh,
he's on 70. So we'll
yeah.
be sludging along there at a slow motion.
There you
It's not a
go.
race. I was telling him it's just a run. It's not a race.
Yes.
To catch up on old times.
So did I have to ask you this? Did Darren Hardy do all 8 miles?
He did. He wasn't one to do. He's got 26 runs, but only 7 or 8 of them were 8 milers because you can do
Okay.
half. If you don't, a lot of people don't do 8 all the time. So he did a few in the beginning, then he just started doing 4 milers. But he
Okay.
has. Yeah, he's
Cool.
strong. He's big. Well, big strong guy. But
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
really a runner.
Yeah.
He's
He
more of
does.
a
Yeah. He's
bodybuilder.
well built.
Yeah, and he
So-
came out and he wasn't just talking it. He
Mhm.
talked the talk and walked the walk and ran the run. You know.
Well, yeah, I'm glad he did because I feel kind of weird if
So
he
would I.
throws this challenge and he's like, I'll see when you come back.
Yeah. So would I.
Yeah.
He could come out and run. And he came out a little less as the challenge went on. He just come
Mhm.
out to check, say, let me know what's going on, or somebody special is going to come to run. He tell me.
Oh,
But yeah,
cool.
so he did. He came out and got his 8 miles and 25 total runs, I believe.
Excellent. So besides the 8 runs every day, what new is on your horizon? What are you working on next?
I'm trying to get the songs out and the album out.
Yep.
There's a podcast. There's a Raven podcast, a series of 8. If anybody wants to hear that,
Okay.
My life is a movie entertainment. They did that, and they're the group that put the album out.
Okay.
So yeah, there's always something.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I did a thing for the NFL. I did a narration for the NFL. There's a football player, Frank Gore, from down
Mhm.
here, South Florida, and
Yep.
he was at the end of his career, and they sort of thought I was at the end of my career, but I'm not yet.
Yep.
And they had me do a narration for Frank Gore, NFL films. Like
Oh,
a
really? You
had a
definitely
paycheck.
have a voice for it.
Yeah, I said, you think I can do it? He says, we know you can do it. And I did.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. And so where can people find you so we can connect them to you and learn about what you're doing and maybe join you on a run one day?
Well, I'm at the same place, same time every day. The Fifth Street Lifeguard Stand at 5:30 p.m. It changes to 4:30 p.m. In November with daylight savings time.
Hmm.
So I don't know if they're going to do that anymore.
I
So
think this coming year or next year is going to be the last time they switch.
okay, so it's 5:30 now, and then if they turn the clocks back, then it'll be 4:30. If not, yeah, it'll be 5:30. The
All
Fifth
right,
Street Lifeguard Stand.
and then they can find it and they can find that information at ravenrun.net.
Yep, ravenrun.net.
Okay.
So
And
it hasn't been up. The website hasn't been up for a while, so I'm hoping to get it. Or they could, you know what? They can contact me on Facebook.
all right. So
Like you did.
Facebook and
Yeah.
all right.
Robert Ravencraft on Facebook.
Yep.
If anybody wants to get an album or something, or even a T-shirt. I'm not trying to sell, but if they want to,
Yeah.
I always tell
worries.
people, get an album only if you really like the songs and want to listen, and get a shirt only if you want to really wear it. Hey, I got a picture of Giancarlo Stanton in a Raven T-shirt.
Oh, really?
From the Yankees. He was with
Yeah.
the Marlins, and the clubhouse guy is one of my regular runners, and he got it to him. And a year goes by, and I said, did he ever wear that shirt? He says, oh man, he loves that shirt. He's wearing it all the time. And that was the year he hit 59 homers. So we'd say every time he hit a home run, he was wearing a Raven shirt, like Superman.
Nice.
He sent me a picture of him with the shirt. It was great.
Well, very cool. So again, you can if people want to get a shirt or get your album,
Yeah.
they can reach
Yeah.
out to you on
If they
Facebook.
want to, but the run's for free, and it always will be. And
Nice.
I don't believe in paying to run, making it. It's not a business with me. Just to get people healthy and motivated.
Yeah. But I definitely appreciate that. And so as we're finishing up here, Raven, I have a couple more questions. First of
Okay.
all, I'm a gratitude guy. That's what I speak about. And so I like to ask people, what is something that at the time you weren't really appreciative of, but now you look back on and you were happy that you have it in your life?
I don't. This might sound a little strange, but I love to watch old movies.
All right.
And I didn't really care much, when I was younger, and I've really kind of gotten into old movies. Turner classics. That's something I always like movies, but not these old classics. Film noir.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
That's tough. Crazy Heart, Jeff Bridges. That's
All
my,
right.
yeah, it's recent, and I like Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade.
Oh, yeah.
One flew over to Cuckoo's Nest. Seems like it's like a run. Seeing all those crazy people.
That's good. No, that's the first time anyone's ever said that. But I think if we can find appreciation in. I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
After the come get the girlfriend in here, it's kind of relaxing to me because when I get home, I bring the girlfriend in. We just kind of hang out, and after the running, I'm kind of tired. And it's just like, this is good. Seeing an old movie.
Very cool. So, one more question I have for you before we depart, and I prepped you for this, so I'm interested to hear your answer. What is your favorite dinosaur?
I don't know too many dinosaurs, but the only one I know is T-Rex. So
All right.
I can't give you anything else. And we had a runner named T-Rex. I didn't really like him that much. So I would like to find a better one than T-Rex, but I can't think of any. So it has to be.
All right. Well, that works.
Sounds tough though. T-Rex sounds tough.
Yeah, it definitely is. So
He was a
Raven,
big, strong guy, you know.
okay. Very cool. Well, Raven, this has been a huge honor for me to get to talk with you
where
and
you at?
chat.
Where you at right now?
I live in Minnesota.
Minnesota. I got a lot of runners from Minnesota.
Okay.
They come every winter, these guys.
You know,
Whole group.
snowbirds?
Yeah, family. Agronomist, his wife's salted caramel, his daughter trucker mouth, and you know, the whole family. And he brought a bunch of others too.
Oh, that's right. I forget something we didn't touch on. You give all your runners nicknames.
Everybody gets a nickname. Got to do the 8 miles, but
Yep. Well, I hope to sometime make it down there so I can earn my nickname. You know, with my
that'd be
my
great.
last name is Gordon. People always go with Flash. But
that's too easy.
yeah, that's
That's
kind of
too
low
easy.
hanging fruit.
Yeah, because I got a songwriter friend, Bill Gordon, just known as Flash, so we could do better. I know we
Yeah,
would.
we'll have to do that.
Yeah, I'd love you to come down and run and
Definitely.
check the sand out, the heat. It's not that bad. Yeah, the
No,
heat.
I would love to do that. So, sir, again, thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. Really.
Definitely. Definitely. And folks, so if you want to reach out to Raven, you can contact him at ravenrun.net or look at for him at Robert Raven Kraft on Facebook. If you want to learn about what I have going on in speaking and other endeavors, you can go to chrisdtgordon.com. You can get a shirt, not like this fantastic Raven Run shirt.
There's also a book, Chris. There's a book,
also the book,
Running with Raven, just in case.
You know? Yep, and check out Running with Raven as well. That's true. And you know, just find out more about this amazing man. And you can reach out to me as well if you want to connect with me about speaking or gratitude. But as always, speaking of gratitude, thank you so much for being here with me. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Have a great day, no matter where you are. And remember to pass on perfection and go for greatness. And many times, folks, it's what we do that defines us. And that statement is especially true for my guest today. Hey, I'm Chris DT Gordon. Welcome to Scar Bearers, episode 122. And I am so excited to be with you today. And with me especially are my partners, Nate and Britton Barron. If you want them to help you with your projects, you can reach out to them at Nate Barron. Well, folks, usually I talk about how my speaking can help your students or organizations, but I'm just so excited to talk with my guest today. He is, and maybe not his words, but in many people's words, a legend in the running community. And I'm so honored to talk with him. His name is Robert Raven Kraft. Raven, how are you today?
I'm doing all right today.
Definitely. And folks, so if you want to reach out to Raven, you can contact him at ravenrun.net or look for him at Robert Raven Kraft on Facebook. If you want to learn about what I have going on in speaking and other endeavors, you can go to chrisdtgordon.com. You can get a shirt, not like this fantastic Raven Run shirt.
There's also a book, Chris. There's a book, Running with Raven, just in case.
Yep, and check out Running with Raven as well. That's true. And just find out more about this amazing man. And you can reach out to me as well if you want to connect with me about speaking or gratitude. But as always, speaking of gratitude, thank you so much for being here with me. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Have a great day, no matter where you are. And remember to pass on perfection and go for greatness.